executive minutes, correct? You have them in front of you after we approve them. If there's any corrections or anything, we would like to pass them in. We have made a motion to approve the minutes, regular and executive. Second. I thought I heard one over here. Did I hear Brenda? Did you? Sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. If you'll pass those executive minutes in after you've had a chance to look at them. Chief Givens, would you give us a fire department report? Now, we're probably gonna have a little bit of music all evening, so if it gets really bad, we may, if we get a warning and it's tornado, Chief will get it, and other people, we will go right through those doors, down the stairs, right, Becky? In
Right
that,
down there, nice and cozy.
in that little hallway, so hopefully that won't happen, but, you know, we wanna be prepared. You've heard that. Proper prior planning prevents poor performance.
Yes, sir.
So, all right, here we go. Go right ahead, Chief.
All right, so the month of October, we responded to 150 calls. That's the most calls we've run in a month since January of 2018. We've received all of the new hose for the new fire engine, so they're actually working on that this evening at the Monday night training, putting that all in service. So towards end of this week, you should see that running calls in the city. Last month, we held Fire Safety Week at all the schools here in town. We taught fire prevention to approximately 600 of our kids. You know, let them climb through the truck, stop, drop, and roll, smoke detector sounds, all that good stuff. Wrapped up the Fire 1 and 2 class last weekend in October. All 10 of the students passed all their skills, and we're just waiting on the state testing now. As soon as we have that, they'll take that here. I have no doubts that they'll do well there.
Chief Givens, I'm sorry to
Sure.
interrupt, but, of those students that you taught, the 600, what was the age group? Was that elementary, all that?
It was elementary all the way up to middle school.
Middle school?
Yeah.
And that's at here in Mountain Grove?
Yes, just here in Mountain Grove.
You know, down the road, that may save one of them's life, and that may save somebody else for that, just that little training. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm waiting on updates from 3 different grants that I've applied for. The one I talked about last month, the Leary Firefighter Foundation grant for the cardiac monitors, the conservation grant for the new radios, and then we were waiting on an answer for the Firehouse Subs grant. We didn't get that one, but I was able to reapply for it, so I reapplied for it for the same extrication equipment. So altogether, these grants are for approximately $50,000 worth of equipment. So been working and being in contact with a few of the owners of the condemned buildings on the list. A few of them have already complied. So they're reaching out, so that's what we want. You know, we want them to reach out and do what needs to be done. So
Had some positive response, good.
Yep.
Good.
yes, sir. I attended the Missouri Instructors Conference at Lake Ozarks last Friday. And took the training for the introduction. As Mark knows, that took the place of the basic fire class now. It's a 40-hour class. I can now teach that and give people certificates in that. I also, being in that class, won their little drawing that they had. So MU FRTI is going to put on intro to the fire service class here free of charge. Usually you contract through MU, you have to pay $500. So they'll have the teachers and all that stuff. So it'll be good there. And then on the 31st, we took part in the trunk or treat there on the square. Thought it was real successful. I spent most of the time walking around with my 5-year-old, but we had plenty of people. We had the dog out there, the dog costume and all that. So I thought that all went really well.
Do you know how many we had at the trunk or treat?
A whole bunch.
Lions. We probably had $500 or $600 worth of candy and ran out.
Yeah, there was a long line from stoplight here, and it wrapped around to where they started at the fire truck. So it was, I think it was pretty successful. So, but other than that, that's really all I have this month. Anybody have any questions or anything?
Any comments, questions? Thanks, sir. Appreciate
Just
it.
thank you again for working with our kids. Come home with the stuff, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Clint, what's the training that MU's gonna do again? that you wanted?
Introduction to the fire service. It's somebody that's never done anything with the fire service. It basically gives them kind of an insight to this is how fire departments operate. They'll do a lot of times they want you to schedule that with an interior firefighting class. They're actually working on a bridge program now that it's not quite all of the stuff in the Fire One curriculum for the state certification, but they're working on a bridge program to where you can take that bridge program and it's a lot shorter, and then you can take your tests for the state and actually wind up getting state certified down the road.
So it's actually for people who wanna be a firefighter, not just the public.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
You have to
more-
be on a department, you have to have,
Okay.
covered under the insurance, have the gear and all that stuff. But this kind of alleviates the need to sit for 6 months in a class. You can take a small section, it's a 40-hour class, and then you can progress on after that.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Chief Bledsoe?
We had a little bit, I'd like to say slower month, but it wasn't really. I mean, we only answered 700 and some calls.
Report. We had $15.95 in the dining room. Home deliveries is $33.46 for a total of $49.57. Well, we're close to 5,000. Close. Looks good. Okay. All right. Next thing we have on the agenda is Citizen Advisory Committee. Jamie Davis, you have a report for that?
Yep, so it's attached to your agenda, so you can see what was discussed. And I haven't directly talked to Preston, but just wanted to, I think, kind of get Becky's feedback on that infrastructure recommendation, you know, a higher engineer prioritizing, so,
I met with them for a little while before they started the other night, and that's one of the things we talked about, was just going through the strategic planning that the council had done and make suggestions on some short-term and long-term goals. So a lot of the things they mentioned was some of the same things that what infrastructure needs and how that should be done. So I think hiring an engineer, obviously we would do on those projects, but those are some good suggestions that they made through their meeting the other night.
okay. And then obviously a lot about the pool, and I have pool stuff on the agenda, so I figure we can talk about the planning process for the pool in a little more detail, but kind of hitting on the different things, location, parking, a project that encompasses future expansion, also being an attraction to our city, kind of creating a recreation area in Mountain Grove, compartmentalized, and also to be something to improve home values and that attraction to our city in that way as well. So yeah. And then as we go through tonight, if there's anything that we think of that we want to send to the advisory committee, I'll keep on these projects as well.
All right, thank you. Any questions or comments about that before we probably get into it a little bit? Dan, is there anyone on a public comment?
Check.